Hello again, everybody. Marion Kilkenny here. Today we're going to talk about hypnosis and how it affects this journey that we're on as far as transforming ourselves from obesity to a slim, trim, healthy person. I can only compare this to a computer. I just recently got a new computer and I had to download and install many different software programs so that I could get my computer to behave the way I wanted it to behave. And that's exactly what your mind is like. All through your life, you've been programmed by different software programs. Let it be the opinion of other people, let it be abuse from somebody, let it be your own feelings of inferiority and negativity. Whatever those programs might have been, what we're here today to do and explain to you is how come hypnosis is the answer to this? Why do we feel it is? Well, let me start off by saying there really is no other way to change the real person who you are other than by hypnosis. And as much as this might sound strange, you can do all the talk therapy that you want. You can go to meetings and you can go and see a specialist. But you know what? We find through our experience that based on the fact that obese people, the majority of them, live their life to please other people and live their life as a response to the world around them, going to somebody else and talking to them or dealing with their therapy is putting the onus on them to heal you. It's not owning the healing yourself. It's not taking apart who you are and replacing it with who you want to be. It's giving power again to somebody else outside of you. And that's exactly what we want to change. We want you to start taking back ownership of yourself, which means you and you alone are going to be the one who's going to take responsibility for any changes that are made in your life. Now, hypnosis is, as I explained before, the dealing with the subconscious mind. Now, we have three minds as is usually described by anybody dealing with this topic, and that is the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind is still part of the subconscious mind, but the unconscious mind usually deals with things that are natural to our bodies. For instance, breathing and heart beating and blood going around our veins and digestion and all those things we don't have to think about because if we did, we'd be in sorry shape every morning. The subconscious mind is the part that we're going to deal with. That's where programming takes place. That's where your belief system is stored. That's where for instance, if you're brought up in a particular religion, your belief system for that religion is stored in your subconscious mind. And nobody can change that unless you want it changed. This is why this particular kind of therapy, this hypnotherapy, and we're not therapists, we're advisors, we are hypnotists coming to you with a message of how you can manage to change your programming. But that said, hypnosis is where those changes are going to be permanent. They are going to become a part of you if they're placed in your subconscious mind. Your programs, in other words, your software. You're going to be changing your software. So anyway, with that said, we want you to understand that everything that's going on here is going to be the result of your changes in yourself, not our changes in you. Hypnosis is unzipping that busy conscious mind, the part that we have yet to discuss. I discussed it in another hangout, but I want to just discuss it here shortly in case you didn't happen to tune in before. I want you to imagine everything you do every day. That is your conscious mind, your telephone numbers, the names of your friends, the bills, the television shows, the technology, the job, the children, the shopping list. Everything you do every day is swirling around you and around you and around you and around you all day long. And it's getting more and more intense with technology. And you have to understand that that intensity is not going to get any less. It's only going to get more and more. So with that said, what hypnosis is I want you to imagine yourself standing on the floor and somebody comes along and unzips you from the top of your head right down to the bottom of your feet. Just imagine that. And your whole conscious mind just drops down and ends out right around your feet. and you step out of it. You're no longer tortured by all of those things swirling around you. No, what's standing in that floor right now is the core of who you are. It's you with your subconscious mind exposed. And it's in this state that you can change those programs that have been so wrongly implanted in your mind, in your subconscious mind, in the core of the hard drive of who you are. And that's what hypnosis is. Now, the way that we do it is we have several sessions. We have 8 sessions actually, and each one of these sessions incorporates hypnosis. And we have it set up for you that you can download these sessions into your MP3 player or your CD, or record them onto a CD, or into your iPhone or iPad or iPod or anything else. Once they're downloaded into your computer, you can do what you want with them except resell them, of course. These are all copyrighted and trademarked. But I want you to understand that this is going to get you through. You are going to be able to listen to this as many times as you want. You will, in effect, be reprogramming your subconscious mind in sessions, in steps that are necessary to accomplish what it is you need to accomplish. I myself know what it is that's needed to be accomplished because I have actually undergone a gastric bypass, a Roux-en-Y surgery, 5 years ago that has changed my life. And not necessarily the surgery. The surgery was one of the tools necessary to make that life change. And a fabulous tool at that. Those surgeons need awards for the miraculous work that they do to us to be able to change our anatomy in a way that helps us to get a grip on our lives. That said, that's only part of the recipe. The other part is changing your mind so that your mind keeps up with what your body's experiencing. Because without those mind changes, you're only having half of the experience. And what you're going to end up doing is living your life as a slim person with an obese person's mentality. And what's going to happen is over time, that obese person's mentality will take over and end up winning again, and you will revert back to the way you were, doing serious damage, mind you, to the physical anatomy that has been changed within your body. Anyway, sorry for that. That phone call just ruined what we were talking about there. But that's what happens when you're going live, and that's what I'm doing right here is explaining to you what hypnosis is. Now, I want to explain something else to you. Let me just turn this off. Okay, there we go. I want to explain to you how it's done. Now, in my office, I put somebody into my recliner, and I have them relax from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet. And this experience actually brings them to a point where they can allow this conscious part of them to just dissipate for the time being. You allow it to just drift away completely. And what you're left with in that chair is a totally relaxed person who is willing and able to enter their subconscious mind. And once that's done, then we can make those changes. And those changes will be made with you in your home, possibly lying in your bed, or which is probably the best place to be. You could do this at night. You could do this in a quiet time when the children are maybe not around. Anytime that suits you. You will be given an introduction to the session and why it is medically necessary for you to do this. Rosemary Shulman is an RN. She's worked with the bariatric surgeons in a training hospital in New York. She's very, very in tune with what's needed medically, nutritionally, and as far as vitamins go and the protocols of each surgery and how the eating is to be introduced and whatnot. Rosemary knows it all. She's come from a very extensive medical background. Her husband is a doctor. Her father was a doctor. She knows what she's talking about, okay? So she is the other half of this equation here, this program. She'll be talking to you about why each session is necessary. The next step is going to be to going through and experiencing the change in your subconscious mind, the session itself. And each session takes into account another step in the layer of undoing this obesity issue. And then we give you a reinforcement download that you can bring with you everywhere you go, any time of the day, to keep pounding and pounding and pounding away at your subconscious mind that this change is what you want. And over several months, you'll find yourself taking a completely different attitude to not only who you are, but why you eat, why you do what you do, the real you. I mean, the change can be so profound. You'll wonder why it took you so long to get to this point. So again, I want you to come and visit us at this hangout as often as you can. I want you to go to www.bariatricsurgeryforthemind.net to find out what we are talking about here and each session and what it entails. This is a very complete program. It takes into account so many different aspects of what this journey entails. So please visit us again. And for now, I'm going to sign off. Please come back to us here at hangoutwithweightloss.com and come and hang out with us. Okay? We'll talk to you soon. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Okay? Bye now.